You've made it known, Mita, that you were bullied as a kid because of the color of your skin and the fact that your parents spoke quote unquote funny English. Can you just talk a bit about how that difficult time, served as a springboard to your important work now?
Thank you for that question. I am the proud daughter of Indian immigrant parents, and I was bullied a lot, both verbally and physically, growing up. And I always say this work ended up finding me because I know what it's like not to be included. We don't talk about exclusion a lot. And I think anyone listening here today to this conversation, I want you to think about that. I think anybody listening can pull up a memory of when they feel like they didn't belong. It's a really painful emotion. And so most of us would never intentionally want anyone to feel that way.
You make such an amazing point, Mita, talking about it's not only about inclusion, but thinking about exclusion. I haven't heard that before. And again, going back to being a marketer, is that something that marketers should be thinking about as they're coming up with their plans?
Absolutely. If you tell me there's no growth to be had, if you're struggling with growth, I'm going to ask you, who are you excluding, intentionally or unintentionally? Early on in my career, I remember being in a meeting where all the mood boards were of white models. The concept was including only white models. And I thought, and I asked the question, like, all these shades are for lighter skin tones. Why aren't we thinking about a shade of foundations for darker skin tones? Because no one will buy it. Well, you have made that decision. You actually don't know that's the case. And so really stop and ask yourself, and it starts at the conference room table, meaning it starts with who's sitting around the table ideating, because I only know my lived experience. You only know your lived experience. And if you're on a journey to be a more inclusive leader and be more empathetic, you might have access to other people's lived experiences. But if you aren't creating a team where people are thinking about all the different consumers and all the different communities, you're not going to get to a place where you are serving communities you didn't expect to serve, generating more revenue, driving growth, if you're not thinking about that from the start.